Look at your hands right now. Move your fingers. You are entirely alive, breathing, and experiencing this exact second. Now, let me ask you a question that might make you uncomfortable. If you died tonight, what is the absolute best version of you that ever existed? Is it the person sitting here right now, scrolled halfway through a video, planning to change tomorrow? Or is the best version of you just a fictional character living inside your head? You know what? We have a disease, and it's not laziness. It's worse. It's the comfort of being just enough. You are not failing, and that's your biggest problem. If you were hitting rock bottom, you'd fight. If you were starving, you'd hunt. But you aren't starving. You're warm, you're fed, you're entertained, you are safely wrapped in the thick, suffocating blanket of mediocrity. You have just enough potential to feel guilty when you waste time, but just enough comfort to keep wasting it anyway. You've convinced yourself that you're the main character of a story that hasn't started yet. You think you're Madara waiting in the shadows, or Eren Yeager before the basement, holding this massive, dark, hidden power that the world just hasn't discovered. But the truth? The world isn't ignoring your hidden potential. The world is just reacting to your current reality. And right now, your reality is invisible. The most terrifying realization in life isn't that you are incapable. It's the realization that you chose to be ordinary because being extraordinary was too inconvenient. If you want to keep drifting through life as a background character in your own story, close this video. Go back to the comfort. But if you are tired of mourning the person you could have been, listen very closely to what comes next. Let's dismantle the word average. Society has programmed you to believe that being average is a safe harbor. They told you to get average grades, find an average job, live in an average neighborhood, and have average complaints about the government, the economy, and your boss over an average weekend drink. But what they didn't tell you is that average in the modern world is a slow, agonizing death sentence for your mind. To be average today means you spend 5 hours a day consuming short-form content designed to ruin your attention span. To be average means you crave validation from people you don't even like. To be average means your discipline depends entirely on your mood. If you feel good, you work. If you feel tired, you sleep. You've become a slave to chemical spikes in your brain. You are no longer running your life. Your dopamine receptors are. Think about the characters we love in stories. Why do we watch them? Why do we obsess over individuals who face hell and come out altered? Because they reject the baseline. In the anime Vinland Saga, Thorfinn didn't transform by staying comfortable. He had to be stripped of everything, his anger, his identity, his purpose, until he was nothing but dirt, just to realize what it actually means to be a real warrior. He had to build a soul from absolute zero. But you want the transformation without the dirt. You want the respect of a conqueror while living with the habits of a peasant. Every time you hit snooze, every time you look at a task and say, later, you are casting a vote. You are actively voting to stay insignificant. You aren't just missing a workout or skipping a study session. You are slowly murdering your own self-respect. And the worst part? You are doing it with a smile on your face because it feels safe. Let's talk about your favorite lie. Someday I'll start that project. Someday I'll fix my diet. Someday I'll get serious. Do you know what someday is? It's a psychological coping mechanism. It's the drug your brain injects into your consciousness so you don't have to face the agonizing truth that you are wasting your life today. By promising yourself that you will be a hero tomorrow, you excuse being a coward right now. It reminds me of a cold truth from Attack on Titan. Erwin Smith stood before a group of young soldiers who knew they were going to ride into certain death. He didn't give them a fake, cheerful speech about how everything would be fine. He told them the brutal truth. We are going to die here. Our lives may have no meaning by themselves, but we choose to give them meaning through our actions. You are treating your life like you have 500 years left to live. You don't. The clock isn't ticking up, it's counting down. Every second that passes is a piece of your existence turning to ash. When you decide to be average, you are choosing to let your time burn away for nothing. You are choosing to be an extra in someone else's movie. Look around you. The world is full of people who used to have big dreams. They used to talk like you. They used to think they were special. Now, they are 40, 50, 60 years old, staring at the ceiling at night, wondering where the time went, living with the heaviest weight known to mankind. Regret. Failure is sharp. It cuts you, you bleed, you heal, and you get stronger. But regret is an acid. It sits in your stomach and eats you from the inside out, year after year, until there is nothing left of your spirit. To break out of the average baseline, you must become comfortable with isolation. You must become comfortable with being misunderstood. Because when you decide to stop being average, the people around you will not applaud. In fact, they will try to pull you back down. Why? Because your growth shines a blinding, painful light on their own stagnation. When you start waking up early, studying while they sleep, and refusing to participate in their useless gossip, you become a mirror, and people hate looking into mirrors that show their flaws. Think about Bleach, when Ichigo Kurosaki had to face his own inner hollow. The hollow wasn't some external monster from another dimension. It was a part of him. It was his raw, unhinged, dangerous instinct that he tried to suppress because it was terrifying. So, to stop being average, you have to activate your own inner shadow. You have to stop being nice to your flaws. You need to develop a dark side, not a malicious side that hurts others, but a dangerous, unyielding discipline that refuses to compromise. You need to look at your laziness and view it as an active enemy trying to destroy your future. You need to become dangerous to your own bad habits. This means building an obsession. The world tells you that obsession is unhealthy. The world praises balance. But let's be honest, no one who ever changed the world, no one who ever built an empire, cleared an impossibly difficult elite exam, or mastered a craft did it with balance. They did it with a quiet, calculated, terrifying focus. While everyone else is looking for shortcuts, hacks, and 5-minute routines to change their lives, you must choose the long, dark, boring path of raw repetition. Doing the work when it's cold. Doing the work when you are crying. Doing the work when no one is watching and no one cares. So how do you actually stop? How do you kill the average version of yourself? It starts with an execution. You have to mentally execute the person you were yesterday. Stop waiting for inspiration. Inspiration is for amateurs. The elite operate on architecture. They build an environment where failure is not an option. If you lack discipline, it's because your daily environment makes it too easy to be weak. Change the environment. Cut the noise. Delete the distractions without making an announcement about it, and move in silence. In Naruto, when Sasuke sought power, he didn't care about looking good or being loved by the village. He became completely consumed by his objective. While others were enjoying their youth, he was bleeding in the woods, sharpening his skills until they became lethal. He understood that to achieve an extraordinary goal, you must separate yourself from ordinary behavior. You need that same cold clarity. From this moment on, your standards must change. You don't compete with the people around you. Competing with average people makes you average. You compete with your own potential. Every night before you close your eyes, you run the tape of your day. Did you move closer to the ideal version of yourself? Or did you let the ghost of mediocrity win another 24 hours? If you lost today, admit it. Don't make excuses. Don't blame your environment, your parents, or the system. Stand in front of the mirror, look yourself in the eye and say, "I was weak today." Let that realization burn. Let it make you angry, because that anger is raw fuel. Use it to build tomorrow. This video is about to end. In a few seconds, the screen will change. YouTube will recommend another video, a funny clip, a gaming stream, or another motivational speech to give you a temporary hit of excitement. And you have a choice to make. You can click on the next video, get your next hit of dopamine, and forget everything we just talked about. You can go back to your comfortable, predictable, average life. You can continue being the person who talks about greatness, but never touches it. Or you can turn off the screen. You can sit in the dark for 5 minutes, face the silence, and finally make a decision. No announcements, no social media posts, just a silent, unbreakable pact with yourself that the average version of you died tonight. The stage is yours. The clock is counting down. Stop waiting for a hero to save you, and go become the monster you were always meant to be.